Morneau second and third respectively. Ted has 7 wins as he deals ball 1 to switch hitting Matt Tolbert. 3 wins at Minute Maid Park in Houston, and the other 4 have come here. This is his 6th home start, and his 1-0 is popped foul and back out of play. 67 degrees, the wind out of the north at 6. Got the sunglasses on today for the cooler with all the bright sunshine. Gatorade machine no longer in the dugout, replaced by the old water fountain.
Old school. It's got a few dings on it too left over from its previous life down there in the Cubs dugout.
Oh yeah. The 1-2 on the way, another foul pop out of play. If you missed the leadoff man, where were you, first of all? But secondly, the big news today, the Cubs have switched hitting coaches as Gerald Perry, who was in his 3rd year, relieved of his duties as Tolbert swings and misses. And Gerald has been replaced by Von Joshua, the Iowa Cubs hitting coach. We get a chance to talk to Von quite a bit in spring training down in Mesa, and he will be here Tuesday night as the Cubs will face one of his former teams. He was the hitting coach of the White Sox a while ago. 10-year major league career, a left-handed hitting outfielder. Most of his career was spent in the National League West. So we wish Gerald Perry the best. I think we both agree he's an excellent hitting coach. It's baffling what has happened to a bunch of veteran hitters. You add Giovanni Soto to that, Mike Fontenot, some younger players. But a lot of the guys are the same, as Mauer lines one into center for a base hit. But the numbers, Bob, have not been the same this year.
Well, they certainly have not, although in Gerald's defense, I don't think his instruction has been any different. I don't think his message was any different than it was last year. We talked about it repeatedly last season. Attack the strike zone. That was one thing I think that led to the number of walks and the high on-base percentage that the Cubs displayed last year, and in my eyes led to a lot of their offensive success. Their patience at the plate, their willingness to take a walk if that's what the situation called for, and certainly Gerald hasn't changed his message any this season, but the players haven't taken the same approach at the plate as they did last year.
Well, they'll probably hear a lot of the same things from Von Joshua, but maybe from a different angle, and the Cubs making that move today. So we'll see what happens today, again without a hitting coach, and then Von will be here on Tuesday. 1-1 on Justin Morneau.
There's really no way to tell what it's going to be that sparks this ball club. I still believe, and I know Lou and the rest of his coaches believe, that this is a good offensive ball club, and they will hit.
Sky high, Bradley in right, and he makes a catch for the second out.
I mean, in the past we've seen a temper tantrum by Lou getting ejected from a ball game. A lot of people felt that sparked the team. Sometimes a brawl will spark a team. Sometimes it's just one good ball game when everybody swings the bats well and suddenly you take off as a group. You hate to think that a professional hitting coach like Gerald Perry losing his job is the spark that it's going to take to get this team going. But at this point, Jim Hendry and the Cubs are willing to try just about anything to turn this thing around.
Jason Kubel with 2 home runs in the series. Yesterday's ended up being a game winner, leading off the second inning against Rich Harden as the Twins won 2-0. So Kubel now has 4 home runs over his last 5 games. It's low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Twins without Michael Kadire. He has a right index finger injury. Denard Span dealing with an inner ear problem, not with the ball club. And now Joe Creedy scratched with a stiff lower back. That has to be a concern for the Twins, considering It's a surgically repaired back. They did add to their bench today. Switch hitting catcher Jose Morales, brought up from the minor leagues, and the guy who went 7 shutout innings on the mound yesterday, Anthony Swarzak, got the game ball and a demotion. But he kind of knew that that was coming. Left-hander Glenn Perkins will take his spot in the rotation as he comes off the disabled list this coming week. And you can laugh, but you did the very same thing, didn't you?
Yeah, with Brandon Webb.
That's right.
We had him start the first game of a doubleheader at Shea Stadium and then immediately sent him to AAA to clear a roster spot for Randy Johnson, who was coming off the disabled list to pitch game 2 of that doubleheader.
2-2 from Lilly is up and in. I love the line. Jason Stark, the longtime baseball columnist. And, I think about it a lot. Sometimes baseball makes no sense. Pitch a shutout, gets sent to the minors. Go figure.
That's why, in my eyes, there is no such thing as a baseball expert.
3-2 with a runner going. A ground ball. Derek Lee will take it unassisted. The Twins get a single from Joe Mauer, but no runs. Scott Baker against the Cubs offense when we come back. Derek Lee's keeps going up, however. A season best 12 game hitting streak. Only changed from the first 2 games, 1 through 8. Fukudome and Fontenot switched.
Take a look at the Twins defensively. Delman Young, Carlos Gomez, Jason Kubel across the outfield. They scratched their third baseman. Tolbert at third base. Harris at shortstop. Punto at second base. Morneau over at first. Joe Mauer, been an offensive force not only in this series, but pretty much every game he's played in his major league career. He'll be behind the plate today for right-hander Scott Baker.
I think we'll see him up in the zone today.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier he's given up 15 home runs this year. He really likes to flirt with that top part of the strike zone with that four-seam fastball. He does get a lot of swings and misses. He does get a lot of foul balls straight back.
Soriano goes the other way, pretty well hit, but backpedaling is cool to make the catch. Well, the result wasn't good, but the swing was.
Boy, and look at the location of that pitch, down below the knees on the outside corner. Ball was hit very hard. Kubel had to backpedal onto the warning track to run that one down.
Kosuke up from the 6th spot to number 2. Had a rough start to the month of June. 3 for his last 32 coming in. And he takes ball 1. Two fans still rolling into Wrigley Field. Kind of tired of hearing all about the Twins fans who have invaded the friendly confines. I'd like to have the Cub fans drown them out today in terms of volume. They haven't had a ton to cheer about so far in this series. Ball 2, 2-1. Bouncer backhanded by Morneau. Nice play. 3-1.
I haven't really mentioned it since the first game of the series, but this Twins team does lead the American League in defensive fielding percentage. Nice play by Morneau there, going to his right. Nice backhanded play. Gets to his feet quickly. Shovels onto his pitcher in plenty of time to get Fukudome at first.
Just 23 errors all season as a team. And it brings up Milton Bradley, kind of lost in the shuffle, and we know about Friday's misadventures defensively on the bases, but swinging the bat better. He does make it out there, but 5 for his last 12 going into the game today. We've completed 1-0. '67, getting warmer. Very pleasant day out in the bleachers. Brendan Harris was going to lead off today until Joe Creedy was scratched from the lineup, so he went from 1 to 5 in their order. 3 for 8 with an RBI in the series. The Twins clinching this series, winning the first 2 games. It's only the second road series they've won all season. High fly ball into left. Soriano coming in now. 1 out. Today's Walgreens Celebrity Bat Kids are Emily Donovan from Wheaton, Illinois, and Connor Cummings from Glen Ellen. For more information on how you can be a Walgreens Celebrity Bat Kid, go to WGNradio.com. Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs.
Good day for Ted Lilly to pitch here at Wrigley Field. Ted has surrendered 11 home runs of his own this season, but the wind blowing straight in from center field today.
Saw Delman Young in batting practice hit one about 4 or 5 rows from the top of the bleachers in left center. 1 home run on the season for Young. Snapped a 7-game hitting streak yesterday. Got a piece of that one, 1-1. Milwaukee with a first inning run against Mark Burley as he faces Braden Looper. White Sox won yesterday, so the Cubs still 3.5 back. Nice job, Ted Lilly. 2 outs.
Hey fans, watch the Cubs take on the Indians next Friday, June 19th at 1:20. Be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Cubs apron. Compliments of Promo Works. It'll be barbecue season. You're going to want one of those.
No doubt. White Sox come in Tuesday, and then the Indians on Friday. Catch that whole series against the Sox right here on WGN Sports. Ball 1 on Carlos Gomez, the center fielder. We'll hit the air at 6:30 with a leadoff man Tuesday night. And then day games Wednesday and Thursday. Sox and Cubs here on WGN. The White Sox have made Thursday's starting pitcher TBD. We might see Jose Contreras. Wow, has he turned his season around since going down to the minor leagues to work on his forkball. He was excellent again yesterday. Terrible start to the season, but he's won his last 2 in dominating fashion against first place teams. Big swing by Gomez. 2-2 the count.
Good low fastball from Ted Lilly. Big swing from Gomez that time, trying to leave earth.
Crank to left, Soriano back on it. It's over his head, right at the base of the wall. He throws to second, cut off by Terrio. It's a stand-up double for Gomez, their second hit.
Well, that's one thing we've seen repeatedly from this Twins offense in this series. Slow breaking balls that end up in the strike zone. They don't seem to get fooled by very much. That time Gomez waited back on the big Ted Lilly curveball and absolutely hammered it to left field. Seems like you're better served going with the harder breaking stuff, either the slider, a splitter, something that's not that much slower than your fastball. That big breaking curveball, Twins hitters have been right on it.
Nick Punto playing second. Switch hitter batting right-handed. Ball 1 low. Ted has faced the Twins before. This is the first time he's seen them since 2006 when he was a member of the Blue Jays. He's 3-1 lifetime with a 3.52 ERA in 6 previous starts. Runner goes to third, and the Cubs don't even make a throw. Gomez gets in with his 5th steal. Kick in the pitch. Punto pushes it right side and safe. He beat Lilly. The question is, did Punto touch the bag with his hand? I guess he did. Well, you could feel that one coming. Mike Fontenot came in at third after Gomez had stolen third base, and there's no question, Bob, the Twins want to get Ted Lilly off the mound today.
Ted has made 4 errors on the season, most of them just in haste, getting rid of balls too quickly in that infield. That's just an absolutely perfect bunt by Nick Punto. Slight hesitation by Ted Lilly before getting over there to cover the bag at the first, but it's just a good bunt. Nothing more you could say about it. Put it in that Bermuda Triangle where there's some confusion, and then just outrun the ball to first base.
It's a nice tackle afterward, but unfortunately Punto had already gotten to the bag and drives in a run on a bunt single with 2 outs. It's 1-0 Twins.
You know, Len, I can almost hear fans out there watching the game today saying, why don't the Cubs ever do that? Well, you have to be skilled at the ability to bunt the ball in order to try something like that. And that's something that's a big part of Nick Punto's game, bunting the ball both directions, and with 2 outs in the inning, a runner at third base, he figured his odds of getting that runner home from third base were better by pushing a bunt to the right side than trying to swing the bat. That's something that's a major part of his offense. I can't say the same for a lot of the Cubs hitters. They don't use the bunt very often. We don't use the sac bunt very often. So why try something that's a low percentage risk?
The Cubs actually, if you look at the stereotypical American League lineup versus a National League lineup, last year you would have said it too. They were more of an AL lineup. A lot of power. Not a ton of stolen bases. Leadoff hitter capable of hitting 40 home runs. Very aggressive swinger. 2-1 on the pitcher Baker. Fouled back, 2-2. First time Baker's gotten in the batter's box this season. 1 for 11 in his career with 5 strikeouts. It's a good look right there. Back behind the Twins dugout. Still 2-2 on Baker. Well, going back to before the bunt single, no play made on Gomez at third. That was a pretty significant stolen base. The only reason they got the run is because Gomez was at third, and Cubs never did make a play on Gomez.
That's
a big jump.
A really significant play because, as I mentioned, Nick Punto has not been swinging the bat well this year.
Baker swings and misses. Lilly with 2 strikeouts early, but the Twins strike first. It's 1-0. Top 16 qualifiers from Illinois, Iowa, and Indiana competed here at Wrigley Field, trying to advance to the national finals during the All-Star festivities in St. Louis, Missouri. A They had a ton of fun today, and congratulations to the winners. That's today's Have a Ball, thanks to the Illinois Lottery. And we were talking over breakfast. The football version. Pass, punt, and kick, right? Yeah. You finished second in Ohio?
As a 10-year-old, yeah. Bad kick off the tee. Man. I could throw the football a little bit fairly accurately. The punt was okay. The kick off the tee was horrible. But boy, was that fun. Good luck to all those young men. Represent us well at the All-Star game this year.
The champs, Kyler Britton from River Grove, Illinois. Jackson Grable from Northbrook. Aaron Marings from Rochelle. And Keegan, I apologize, I'm not going to get your last name right, probably. Muger DeChain from Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Congrats to all the winners today. Three and one on Derek Lee, the Cubs' hottest hitter at the moment. A pitch by Baker and smacked in the left for a base hit. 13-game hitting streak for Derek Lee. Now Giovanni Soto, the catcher.
Belt high fastball in the middle of the plate. That ball's supposed to get hit hard. We mentioned that Baker likes to work up in the strike zone. But by that I meant up around the letters or even a little bit higher. His pitch chart last time out against the Oakland Athletics, he threw a lot of pitches up there around the letters. That one was right in the middle of the plate for D. Lee.
Pitch to Soto is outside, ball one. Soto was removed for a pinch hitter. In the ninth inning yesterday, the Cubs had 2 on with nobody out. And Lou decided to go with Andres Blanco to lay down a bunt and put the tying runs in scoring position, which he did. Unfortunately, Cubs did not score in that inning.
We commented at the time that's something that you just would not have seen happen last season when Giovanni Soto was on his way to the National League Rookie of the Year award, but has really had trouble getting on track this year.
Scott Baker is from Shreveport, Louisiana. Went to Oklahoma State. Second round pick in 2003. Fires over to first. Former Cub Todd Walker from that area. High fly for Soto. Back to the wall, and a leaping attempt by Gomez. He can't pull it down. Good effort. And it's a double for Soto. Gomez is very good going back and leaping at the wall, but this is a rather unique wall. No padded fence here at Wrigley Field.
Well, any other day, this ball is probably gone. We mentioned the wind blowing straight in from center field. Unfortunately, Gio got that ball high in the air to left center field. But even at that, chases Gomez all the way back to the vines. Ooh, he actually got a glove on that ball just below the basket out there in left center field. Good start to the second inning here for the Cubs. 2 men in scoring position with nobody out.
Have you seen a leaping catch right at the wall if he had pulled that down? I don't know if I've seen one. He almost got it. Cubs now a second and third, no outs.
We were joking earlier that third baseman Matt Tolbert for the Twins was a high school long jump champion. Apparently Gomez could have won the high jump competition. He really got a
Twin center fielders usually can do that. Torrey Hunter did it for many years now with the Angels. Corner men in, they're back up the middle against Fontenot. That's high.
You know, Lennon, it's especially unusual to see a visiting player come into Wrigley and come this close to catching one just below the basket. Hey, Gomez played that about as good as you can, got leather on it.
He didn't repair his divot, however, in the vines. 2-stroke penalty. 1 and 2 on Fontenot. Yeah, that doesn't look like the baggie out in left center in the dome. Surprised a couple of critters didn't come flying out of there, taking a mid-afternoon nap.
They're waiting for the White Sox series.
Many times when a guy goes into the ivy, a baseball will come out and not the one that was hit. One and 2 on Fontenot. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Cubs have struck out a ton in this series. Cub fans, don't forget to check in on our WGN Baseball blog on WGNTV.com. Click on the sports link. Look for Len and Bob's Baseball blog. On the blog today, I have a post about just getting it done offensively. And Bob has one as well. Game notes from our friends at Stats Inc. and much, much more. Go to ChicagoNow.com, the new location of Len and Bob's blog. I love the question Dan Rowan posed to General Manager Jim Hendry on the leadoff man. He said it's kind of hard to tell guys to instruct them to relax. But that's what Derek Lee talked about. You know, the more you press, the harder you work. Sometimes that can be counterproductive in this game, but it's a natural inclination. When you're struggling at something, you tend to, quote, try harder. So what's the secret? You can't scream at a guy and say, relax. That's a paradox.
Yeah. Well, at some point, it comes back to each individual player trusting their own abilities. I mean, if they weren't good players, they wouldn't be here in the big leagues to begin with. If they weren't good hitters, they wouldn't have the track record that they've had throughout the course of their career. So at some point, you just have to give it up and trust your own abilities and trust that that's going to be enough to get the job done. I mean, we've heard Lou just about every day over the past couple weeks say, you know, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. I mean, they've taken more batting practice. They've taken no batting practice. They've looked at a lot of video. They've turned the video off.
Fly ball to right. Kubel drifting over toward the line. Lee tagging and scoring. It's a sac fly for Terrio. Soto, however, did not move up to third. There are 2 outs, and it's 1-1. So Terrio ties it up with a sacrifice fly.
Nice job by the Riot of getting a run on the plate with that deep fly ball to right field. Kubel winding up and throwing to home. Quite sure why Gio didn't tag and follow Derek Lee. But he's still in scoring position at second base. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt the Cubs.
Brings up Aaron Miles, batting 8th. Knocked down by Baker. And he tosses to first. Nice play by the pitcher. But the Cubs get the tying run. Sac fly, Ryan Terrio. It's 1-1. Taste of Chicago. Paul Conrad and Steve Cochran will be your hosts. That's coming up on July 3rd, and we have some good eats in the booth right now. And also with us, Megan McDonald, the executive director, the Mayor's Office of Special Events. The Taste of Chicago coming back, and look at all this food.
I know, I took the big portion. You guys got what's left over, right? This is not all for me. Yeah, the Taste of Chicago is coming up. Very excited about it.
1-1 the count on Matt Tolbert. We're in the third inning. Cubs and Twins are tied at 1. So tell us what you brought us here, Megan.
So we brought you some food from the Blue Bayou, which is one of the new restaurants we're featuring at Taste this year, which is right a couple blocks away from Wrigley Field in the neighborhood. We've got some gator sticks, we've got some jambalaya, some cornbread, and a muffaletta sandwich.
Now, gator sticks. Explain, please.
You know, it's interesting because for a number of years we had alligator on a stick at the Taste of Chicago, and people went nuts about it. And last year it wasn't there, and people kept asking, where's the alligator? Where's the alligator? So when the Blue Bayou came back and said they were serving gator on a stick, we thought, well, this is perfect. And they're a new restaurant, so we're thrilled.
Can't wait to try it. I'm going to wait till we go to break. It's kind of hard to do play-by-play.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Sampling a gator stick, but it looks great.
They've been open since about 2002, and business is very good in the neighborhood. So, they're excited to be down at Taste, so it's going to be wonderful.
They went over on Southport. 3-2 the count on Matt Tolbert. Lily working from the far third base side of the rubber. Foul tip. Strike 3, and a lot of great music acts coming as well.
Yes, we've got a great lineup of music, as we always do. Certainly we're featuring, what's interesting this year is our Taste stage, which is a smaller stage. We're featuring a lot of Chicago's local indie record labels. So Alligator Records, Bloodshot Records, Thrill Jockey. We're bringing in a lot of really local Chicago indie labels, which we're really, really excited about. Then obviously our main stage has Charlie Wilson of the Gap Band. We've got the Bare Naked Ladies, the Wallflowers, and Chicago's very own Buddy Guy playing on July 4th. So we've got a great lineup this year.
And Counting Crows, June 26th through July 5th. So make sure you check it out. Our two favorite things, Bob, food and music.
Yeah, you got that right. Not necessarily in that order.
Inside corner, Joe Mauer. And Megan, we're guaranteed that the weather is going to be perfect coming up on June 26th.
Yes, we think that all the rain and cold weather is getting itself out of Chicago's system. And we have Blues Fest this weekend, so we haven't been blessed with good weather. But the Taste of Chicago should be gorgeous. Just like this.
2 for 2. And again, WGN will have the coverage of the fireworks show.
Yes.
The best in the country.
3rd of July fireworks show, as always, will be a huge hit. Bring millions of people down to the lakefront. Obviously televised on WGN, which we're thrilled. What a great partner. The fireworks will start as soon as the last little bit of sun goes down. We have the 85th Army Band who's playing at the band shell, and they're going to be doing a lot of tribute to the military and playing a lot of wonderful music. It's going to be a great night.
I've seen many shows at the Petrillo Music Show down in Grant Park. It's just a perfect spot in the summer to catch music and again, try all this great food, and it's free.
And it's free. And in tough economic times, free is always important. And one of the things we're doing at the Taste of Chicago this year, which we're really excited about, is the restaurants are going to be serving 2 Taste of portions, which is a smaller portion at a lesser price, which means we've got over 100 items you can get for less than $2, which is critical in a time like this.
No question about it. 2 strikes on Morneau. Joe Mauer 2 for 2. He's at first with 1 out. We're in the 3rd inning. Lily with a look at the runner. Now the pitch. Lined in off the glove of Aaron Miles, and everybody's going to be safe. Well, that's probably a double play. I think he had Mauer at first, but it looked like he may have just taken his eyes off the ball. And it'll be an error on Aaron.
Well, no question that ball was hit right on the button by Morneau, right at Aaron Miles. Not sure if the ball was knuckling on him or maybe he was just getting a little ahead of himself, as you mentioned, trying to double Mauer off first base. But Just kind of fanned on that line drive, hustled after it, trying to get the force at second base. Once the ball bounced off Aaron Miles into shallow center, Maurer was on his way back to first. He had to change directions quickly just to beat that throw into second base.
So 2 on with 1 out. And here's Kubel. And Megan, in terms of family outing, this is just a great place to be for everyone.
Absolutely. We consider Taste of Chicago a family festival, and we have lots of free programming for kids and families to enjoy. We have a family fun time stage and an area of Taste that's dedicated just to family activities. So we're really proud of that. It's obviously we want everybody to keep in mind it's a family festival, so those that come down are treating everybody with respect and behaving themselves and being safe.
Again, June 26th through July 5th. Taste of Chicago coming up. We get a little break, maybe a foul ball or something. Trying the gator stick. I don't care. Going against all protocol. Bob, have you tried it yet?
Not yet. But I will.
That's outside. So do you get to taste everything to make sure that it's up to speed and ready to go for the taste?
Yes, absolutely. I do. Luckily, one of the things we do at Taste is a race to taste. It's a 5K run. So we always say that people can come down and run off some calories before they put them right back on.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
Broken bat, flare. And Kosuke makes a catch on the run. Bradley had called for it, but Fukudome hauled it in for out number 2. Fortunately, no collision out there as 3 Cubs got together.
You had to hold your breath for a moment on this when the broken bat floater hit into shallow right center. We say it all the time. The center fielder is the captain of the outfield. He takes anything he thinks he can get to. Milton Bradley was calling for it, but you could clearly see Fukudome was calling him off. And the easiest way to avoid contact there was for Milton to go down to a knee and slide. Fortunately, Kosuke able to make the play.
You want to call this pitch, Bob? Ooh, that's good stuff. Gator sticks got a little kick to it. I like it.
They're all about Cajun there.
Yeah, from Blue Bayou.
That's for sure.
Very nice. Megan, thanks so much for the time.
Well, thanks for having me.
Now, a lot of times food is brought in as kind of a prop, but can we keep it?
You can keep everything that's here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Everything.
Well, we will see you on June 26th. Taste of Chicago. And again, the big fireworks show July 3rd right here on WGN at 8:30, just as the sun goes down.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Megan.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you guys. Go Cubs.
1 strike. Brendan Harris. One the count. '29th annual Taste coming up. First and second, 2 outs. Single and an error in the inning. And the pitch to Harris is off the plate inside.
.53 here in the top half of the 3rd inning with 2 outs. Count starting to get up there a little bit for Ted Lilly. A quick out right here.
Harris bounced it off his front foot.
Ouch. Dogs are barking. Got that one off the left instep there, right on the stripes of his shoe.
Two pitch, ground ball rolled to Terrio. He throws to first, and the inning is over. They leave 2. It's a 1-1 tie to the bottom of the 3rd.
his muscles a little bit. Against the Astros on that last road trip, he chased that ball to the deepest part of right center field, looked over his shoulder almost the entire trip around the bases, but still managed to pull in with a triple.
Interestingly enough, he did not allow an Astro to reach third his entire outing, yet he got to third himself. That's a strike from Scott Baker. Oh, 0-2, Soriano and Fukudome to follow. Cubs tied it on a sac fly by Ryan Theriot. Aaron Miles might be discussing that liner that he got a glove on but couldn't pull in. Cubs did get out of the inning with no damage. 1-2 on Lilly. So it hit him in the face after it hit the heel of his glove. Swing and a miss, strike three.
We'll have to get to the bottom of that, but just after a couple of possible explanations. As I mentioned at the time, that ball might have been knuckling when it comes off the bat. If a batter squares it up perfectly, the ball doesn't have any spin on it. It reacts just like a knuckleball and doesn't fly in a true path. Sometimes those low line drives as well, an infielder will lose them out of some shirts behind home plate. But probably the most likely explanation is Aaron was just a little ahead of himself, wanted to catch that ball and throw on to first as quickly as possible for the double play, and just didn't see it all the way into the glove.
Cued foul by Soriano. Mark Burley with his first career home run today, and the White Sox lead Milwaukee 3-2 in the fourth inning. He hit it off Braden Looper. Short right. Punto got out there quickly. And he makes a catch, battling the sun and the wind for out number 2. Cub fans, don't forget to visit the WGN Sports Game Zone at WGNTV.com. Brought to you by The Great Escape. For up-to-the-minute stats and info designed to give you everything you need to know during the game. The WGN Sports Game Zone is available for every Cubs game. It's brought to you by The Great Escape. Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Inside corner strike on Fukudome. Yankees are hanging one on the Mets 13-0 in the sixth inning. They got 4 in the second, 9 in the fourth. Things got a little testy before the game as Francisco Rodriguez, the closer of the Mets, got upset at Yankee reliever Brian Bruni during batting practice. They had to be separated. Brian Bruni had criticized Rodriguez in the papers. The term was a tired act, referring to the celebrations of Rodriguez on the mound, and Rodriguez didn't like it. So I think he wanted to ask him about it.
That's one way to take care of it.
All right. Giving it to a kid.
And looking at that Yankee bottom half of the fourth inning. Matsui home run. Robinson Cano also homered in that inning. There were at least 3 run-scoring doubles. The Yankees really put it on them. A 9 spot in the bottom of the fourth.
High fly ball. It's deep to center. Gomez tracking on the track right in front of the 400-foot sign. And the inning is over. Kosuke to the track for the out. 1-1. Cutting away at that first pitch, fouling it back for strike one.
You know, Len, I didn't want to interrupt Megan while she was in the booth with us with all the great chow, but couldn't help but think when she mentioned the Blue Bayou restaurant. Been referred to many, many times in this game of baseball. The Blue Bayou, the Linda Ronstadt fastball. Well, why do you call it the Linda Ronstadt fastball? Because it blew by you. I saw a lot of those Linda Ronstadt fastballs.
Deep breath by Lilly, and he's ready for an 0-2 to Young. Soriano in left center. Well, there have been a few balls hit that would have left the yard on another day, but not today. Let's check out who's moving forward with Toyota.
Whoa.
The Cubs starters have the best earned run average in the major leagues at 3.66. Today's Toyota moving forward thanks to Toyota. Carlos Gomez, ball one.
Well, we mentioned it'd be a good day for Ted Lilly to pitch here at Wrigley with that wind blowing in. He's a fly ball pitcher. But the fly balls today aren't going anywhere. You got to keep it low underneath that wind. Line drives if you want to hit one out of here today.
Even though you have a righty versus a lefty, diving stop by Fontenot. Nicely done.
Good reactions by Mike Fontenot. You can see how shallow he's playing, respecting the speed and the bunting ability of Gomez. Just a leap to his left to make the play. Gets to his feet quickly. Makes a nice throw on to Derek Lee for the out at first. I'll tell you, it's all about reaction at third base. Shortstop and second base, you're further away from home plate. You got a little more time to react. You can take a few steps, get your body into a good position. Third base, you just do what you have to do to get to that ball as quickly as possible.
1-0 on Nick Punto with 2 outs, a bunt single to knock in the first run in the second. Cubs answered in the bottom of the inning. Hey, you have a lefty and a righty on the mound today, but similar styles in that Lilly and Baker both throw strikes. They do give up home runs. Floated into right, base hit. Punto has 5 hits in the series after coming off the disabled list. So he gets his pitcher to the mound with 2 outs. Scott Baker started the year on the DL with right shoulder stiffness, and he missed out on what would have been his first career opening day start. The Cubs missed left-hander Francisco Liriano this weekend. And normally you would say that's a great break for the Cubs. However, Liriano is 2-7 with a 5.99 this year. He's really struggled with the command of his slider. Liriano got the opening day nod with Baker out.
Well, that's been a key pitch for Ted Lilly, not only this season but last year as well. That backdoor slider to a right-handed hitter. Just not getting the call from Phil Cuzzy behind home plate today.
Long pause before a 1-1. Miles shuffling a bit to his right. Inning over. But Ted Lilly has given up 1 through 4. Bottom 4. Bradley, Lee, and Soto coming up in a 1-1 tie. A 4-game losing streak and get back to the 500 mark before the White Sox come in Tuesday night. Cubs have been at 500 11 times already this season. Bradley leading off. Fastball missed, ball 1. Baker's 1-0. Big swing and a miss.
Well, we talk about opposing batters chasing that high fastball from Baker. There's really nothing wrong with swinging at a high fastball. You just have to make sure that your top hand is really quick. If you lead with the bottom hand, invariably the barrel of the bat's going to drop underneath that ball as you swing at it. If you're going to chase a high pitch, you have to be really quick with your top hand. Well, that's one way. In my humble opinion, the game has really changed over the years. It used to be there were a lot of high ball hitters in the game of baseball. Now everybody's a low ball hitter. Of course, part of that is because the strike zone has lowered and widened over the years. More pitchers are working the bottom of the strike zone and a little bit off the edges of the corners. In the past, you saw a lot of high fastballs, a lot of big breaking balls, and the strike zone was called a little bit higher.
Bradley trying to get on in front of Derek Lee, who's on deck. Pulled into the right field corner, and he will get on. And he's on his way to second base with a double. 4th hit of the weekend for Bradley. His 5th double of the season. And the Cubs are in business. Chance now to take the lead.
Well, Milton lately starting to show some signs offensively. Nice quick swing on a fastball down and in. Buggy whips it past Kubel into that right field corner for an easy leadoff double. Boy, that is good to see. I'll tell you, the guys up and down the lineup need to improve their production if the Cubs are going to get back in this thing, but especially the guys in the middle. Milton Bradley, Derek Lee, Giovanni Soto, the 3 guys in the middle today in the 3, 4, 5 spot.
Derek with a single and the Cubs' only run to date. Called strike. There's Soto on deck. He doubled his first time. So those 3 guys you're talking about right now, a combined 3 for 4. They have all the Cubs' hits. Baker spins and does not throw to second. Hey, Bob, I want to send out congratulations to the Shepherd Blue Jays high school baseball team in Michigan, my hometown, and Jack Narker, the coach. They won the Division III state championship yesterday. Neil Zalad, Colton Loomis combined on a shutout. Zalad also hit a home run. Their coach Jack Narker, and just wanted to send them congratulations.
Absolutely. Shut them out and hit a homer. You can't lose.
Best team in the state.
Do they still have your picture in the trophy case there?
Somewhere. Up the middle, Bradley hesitated briefly, but he'll get to third without a throw as Harris has to go to first. 1 out, runner at third.
The 2009 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN, your official summer baseball station, is brought to you by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
Minnesota will bring its infield in, trying to cut off this run. Great American Lager. Everybody in. Soto, ball 1. Cubs have not had a lead in this series. And now Mauer will go out and talk it over with his pitcher.
A great opportunity here for Giovanni Soto to give the Cubs their first lead in this series, with the Twins having their infield drawn in at the edge of the grass, and increases your chances of driving a ground ball through the infield. And also, Giovanni Soto's been hitting a lot of fly balls to center field recently, and that's all it would take now, a medium deep fly ball to center to get Milton Bradley home.
And today you might have to hit it just a little bit harder because the wind is going to help the outfielders. Right now the wind blowing straight in toward the plate. The 1-0 pitch is hit foul off to the right. The fan in the front row got a hand on it, got another hand on it.
Oh. His buddies are really giving it to him.
Out into right center, and the Cubs have their first lead since Wednesday. Gomez tumbling as he cuts it off, but Soto will have a double, his second of the day. It's 2-1.
We said it repeatedly, not only about Giovanni Soto, but other Cubs hitters. They seem to be at their best when they're driving the ball to the opposite field and pulling the pitches that they're supposed to. Gio absolutely crushed that ball into the gap in right center. Carlos Gomez wearing those new wheelie cleats out there in center field. Slipped going after it, and then slipped again after he stood up.
Bounced foul by Fontenot. 2-1 Cubs. So they give their starting pitcher a lead. First time in a while. Baker coming back. Foul tip. Strike 2. I'm sure Scott Baker and Mike Fontenot have had a few Gator sticks in their life. Both from Louisiana. Inside. Send out best wishes and a speedy recovery to Mary Scholes, watching the game today. One-two pitch, fly ball. Gomez has been busy today as he catches and keeps Soto at second base. 2 outs. That'll leave it up to Ryan Theriot, who hit a sac fly in the second inning to tie it up. Happy birthday wishes to Dennis Nielsen and your wife Lisa, sons Ryan and Owen. Looks at ball one. Got an email from Michael Carroll from San Diego, California. Wanted us to mention his grandfather Tim, who passed away recently just before turning 93. Lifelong Cub fan. Loved to watch the Cubs on WGN right up to the end. Morneau and Punto come over near the tarp, but it's about 3 or 4 rows back. Randy Wells looking on with Milton Bradley. Just scored the go-ahead run after a leadoff double. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Happy birthday to Marty Marta today. Rooting on the Cubs. Cubs are making Baker work here in the 4th inning. Another foul. This is a good at bat for Ryan Theriot. This is battling at bat, making contact, hanging in there with 2 strikes.
Make it a great at bat. Finish it off with a base hit to drive home Gio from second base. We talked a lot about Baker throwing that high 4-seam fastball. We've seen a boatload of those. He also features a hard slider. He'll mix in a very rare curveball and a straight changeup. Basically a 2-pitch guy.
Another 1-2. Just missed.
That's one of those takes where you hold your breath. See that ball go by. It looks like it's high to me. Went across the front of home plate well above the belt, but Mauer caught it right in the middle of the plate. It looked like a strike once it crossed home plate, but as a hitter you just hold your breath and wait to hear that umpire's call.
Late emergency swing. Keep it 2-2. Just made her day.
The Twins giving Gio a lot of room out there at second base to get not only a good primary lead but a good secondary lead. Nobody close to it.
The take. It's full 3-2. A little extra heat on that fastball at 96 from Baker. There's a Ryan Theriot fan right there from LSU. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Well, Baseball Bob in Orlando, Florida emails us. Can we see the guys in the truck and say hello to those hardworking folks? No problem. Cubs grabbing the lead. Giovanni Soto with an RBI double, plating Milton Bradley. So we're in the 5th. 1 strike on Matt Tolbert. A right side pop up. Derek Lee takes it for the out. Now time for the 5th inning, brought to you by Subway. Hey, Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win 5 $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Joe Mauer just continues to hit. 2 singles today. 4 RBIs in the series. And he's 3 for 3.
It's not that easy.
It's not? That's 6 hits in the series for Mauer.
Well, I mean, granted, he's hitting everything hard in this series, but everything he hits finds a hole. He doesn't hit anything at anybody. Goes right back up the middle with this fastball on the inside part of the plate. His last at bat back in the 3rd inning took a big Ted Lilly curve ball, wrapped it into right field for a base hit. He makes it look easy, that's for sure.
I thought it was a good matchup for Lilly today. Mauer's terrible against lefties at .323.
Yeah, a lot worse than he is against righties.
Just ridiculous. Morneau in the air. Kosuke's going to have room, shading his eyes with his right hand. Justin Morneau likes having Joe Mauer in front of him in the lineup. 54 RBIs on the season. Yet Kubel with 2 outs. One strike. Go Uncle Ted. All right.
Yeah, Uncle Ted.
I'm not sure if he's really their uncle or not, but it works for me. Ted's a good name for an uncle, isn't it? Uncle Ted. You hear Teddy Ballgame a lot.
Yep.
For obvious reasons. Ted Williams. Ted Lilly gets that dropped on him every once in a while. I haven't heard anybody in the clubhouse call him Theodore.
Well, there's probably only a handful of guys in that clubhouse that know his first name is really Theodore.
Theodore Roosevelt Lilly. Fontenot and Terrio. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Mike, and foul ground is really had to fight the sun, but he hauled it in. Good shutdown inning for Lilly after the Cubs took the lead 2-1.
with 311 and Ziggy Marley. They'll be playing at the Charter One Pavilion when, you might ask? Tonight! Tickets are available exclusively at livenation.com. 311 with Ziggy Marley tonight, brought to you by Bud Light. Live music and Bud Light keeps it coming.
Home half of the fifth. Miles, Lilly, and Soriano against righty Scott Baker, who faces the Cubs today for the first time in his career. And Miles didn't offer at it. 1 ball, no strikes. Cubs with 4 hits, 2 in the second as they got their first run, 2 more in the fourth to get the go-ahead run. Florida ready to sweep the Blue Jays 11-3. And it's now final. Josh Johnson went the distance for Florida. Looking at the Marlins line score today, every hitter in the lineup had 2 hits except for the DH Jeremy Hermida, and Ronnie Paulino had 4 hits and 10 total bases.
Wow, that's kind of breakout offensive day the Cubs need.
Yeah, Ronnie Paulino with 2 home runs. 11-3 Marlins a final. So they're back to within 1 game of the 500 mark. The Rockies have won 10 straight. The Padres won 10 in a row earlier this year. If you'd like to analyze that one, go ahead.
Obviously a Beavis and Butthead fan.
It's a funny game. Again, it's hard to explain. The Rockies and the Padres have each won 10 straight this season. Both teams are under 500. Miles slaps it the other way. Young was playing in and gets over there in time to make the catch. Young well positioned, and they get the out.
Yeah, in interleague play, Len, you really rely on your advanced scouts a lot more than when you're playing within your own league. You're very familiar with the guys you play against in your own league. You know where they're likely to hit the baseball, and you position yourself accordingly. But in interleague play, you really rely on those advanced scouts and what they've seen from your opponents, and that time Young was positioned perfectly.
Ted Lilly skies down the right field line, and it's foul and just out of play. Kubel was playing way off the right field line. Lilly got out in front of it. Not always pretty, but he's made some good contact here lately.
I'll tell you this for Ted Lilly and all the Cubs pitchers for that matter. We were out on the field early today when they take their pitchers batting practice early in the morning or in the afternoon before a night game. They get after it. They have the batting practice pitcher. Obviously, they're up a lot closer than the mound. They throw from about 45 or 50 feet away from home plate, and those pitchers got to get that bat going. They've got to swing quickly.
Ted didn't want the bat boy brought out. Instead, he went to Alfonso Soriano and said, "I'm going to use yours." So Soriano needs another one. It's kind of like high school. You just keep the same bat, every hitter. Have you ever seen that?
I can't say as I have.
He walked right up to the on-deck hitter and said, "I want to use your bat." What are you going to say if you're Soriano? Okay, go ahead.
Not really that big of a deal unless it's Alfonso Soriano's XXX game bat that he's been saving all year for this one at bat. Now Ted Lilly's going to take it up there. There's always a possibility Teddy's going to break another one. Of course, if he gets a big base hit here, I think I know what kind of bat he's going to order next time. That's probably the biggest bat Ted Lilly has ever swung.
I would think so.
Yeah. Soriano uses a 35-inch bat, anywhere between 33 and 35 ounces.
I suppose there are some guys in the on-deck circle that have said, no, it's your own bat. A rainbow to left. And Young had to make the basket catch as the wind seemed to be playing tricks with it. Well, we have a moment. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. He's going to use the bat. Again, I've never seen that. Same bat, two different hitters.
As you mentioned, it's certainly not uncommon to see that in youth league baseball or high school or college where they use aluminum bats, and a lot of guys use the same bat, but I can't say I've ever seen it at the major league level.
0-1 to Soriano. Tapper right back to the mound. That bat may be retired. 0 for 2 in the inning.
That bat needs to go.
Yep. 2-1 Cubs. Bye-bye. Nominees: Ryan Lambert of Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Matthew Crawford from West Des Moines, Iowa, and Aaron Layden of Chicago. So you can visit peopleallstars.com to vote for the people you think are most worthy of being honored. And one winner from each team will be honored on the field prior to the All-Star game in St. Louis on July 14th. So congratulations to the 3 Cubs representatives. 2 strikes on Brendan Harris. Ryan Lambert, a student at Central Michigan University, has developed his own philanthropy, Chip Away Malaria, called strike 3. Matthew Crawford fixes up baseball fields and takes equipment to the Dominican Republic for kids. And Aaron Layden began a foundation to help families who have children suffering from epilepsy. Well, they're all winners in our opinion.
Absolutely.
Lilly with his 4th strikeout. He has not walked a Twin to this point. He probably won't walk the very aggressive Delman Young.
Delman Young is allergic to the base on balls. Came into this series with 5 walks and still has 5 walks on the season.
Ted strikes out over 3 batters for every hitter he walks. He's in the top 10 in the strikeouts to walks ratio in the National League. Scott Baker is 6th in the majors in that department. So you have guys today pitching who are normally right around the plate. And we haven't seen a walk today.
Which partially explains why they both give up their share of home runs, but the damage is usually minimized because they refuse to put guys on ahead of the home runs.
Strikeout number 5 for Ted.
Big breaking ball. A lot of late movement that time. Delman Young's probably the one guy in this Twins lineup that you can use that big breaking ball against. The other Twins hitters have managed to stay back and get a real good look at the Ted Lilly curveball and make solid contact just about every time.
Does Carlos Gomez take a hack? Acquired from the Mets prior to 2008. Hit for the cycle last year on the south side against the White Sox. Knee-high strike. We celebrate Flag Day. June 14th, 2009. Soriano and Fukudome. Watch it go. It's a home run. Gomez just found out it was a home run. He was really hustling around the bases. He ties it up at 2-2, so that big swing pays off. That's his first homer of the season. And the 10th home run of his career. It's 2-2.
I tell you, I'm a little surprised that one got out of here. A lot of hang time on that ball off the bat of Gomez. He had the little flip there at home plate. He thought he got enough of it, at least off the bat. Just into the front row of the bleachers out there in left center field.
Punto. Well, the fly medium depth and right. It's Bradley to make the catch, and that ends the inning. Gomez ties it on a home run into the bleachers in left center. 2-2. Accord game summary. Visit your Honda dealer and test drive a 2009 Honda Accord. Joe Mauer with 6 hits this weekend, 3 for 3 today. Giovanni Soto, good to see 2 doubles, including the go-ahead RBI hit in the 4th. Carlos Gomez just tied it with a home run to left center. And before the game, the big news: the Cubs have switched hitting coaches. Bon Joshua coming up from Iowa. He'll be here Tuesday, replacing Gerald Perry. A strike to Kosuke Fukudome. Bottom 6 in a 2-2 tie. Longtime radio voice of the Cubs, Pat Hughes, will conduct our 7th inning stretch a little bit later. Gomez, when that ball landed, was between 2nd and 3rd.
He flipped his bat at home plate like he thought he had enough of it, but he didn't wait to see if it was going to leave the ballpark. After the bat flip, he started sprinting and didn't stop till he got almost all the way to 3rd base.
Foul tip, strike 3, as Kosuke still hitless for the series.
Seeing more and more of that spin off the ball swing there by Kosuke Fukudome. Well, I mean, that is a very, very hittable straight fastball right in the middle of the plate.
Soft liner is caught by Harris, so Bradley makes it out on 1 pitch.
Big double and score in his 2nd at bat of the ball game, but Milton Bradley has hit 2 soft line drives, 1 to first base, 1 to shortstop on the first pitch of his at bats.
Because of the timing of the announcement of the change at hitting coach, I don't think many, if any, players have been asked by the media about the change. As a lot of them found out, I'm sure, during and after batting practice, but I guarantee you they'll all say very similar things, and that is Gerald worked extremely hard with each and every one of them. I know they have a ton of respect for him, and I'm sure they all feel very bad about the move that happened. The Cubs ranking 14th in the National League in runs. That's a shocking piece of information, considering they led the entire league last year. I mean, they're 3rd from the bottom in the National League in runs. And going into the season, that was supposed to be one of their big strengths. Up in the air, and this one will reach the seats. And if I may, Bob, as the Gerald Perry era closes here, one thing I loved about Gerald is he never tooted his own horn. He didn't, you know, he was great with us. He talked to the media when they asked, but he never talked about himself. All he did is go into the cage first thing in the morning and work as hard as he could to help all of his hitters figure out what's going on.
Absolutely.
I give him a ton of credit for that.
And that's not always the case in the game of baseball. I mean, we've seen it happen throughout the game. A pitching coach will inherit a really good staff. They'll go out and put up great numbers one year, and suddenly that pitching coach becomes the guru of pitching. Well, the same thing happens to hitting coaches as well. You happen to have a team like the Cubs had last year that put up those gaudy numbers and lead the league in everything. It would have been very easy for Gerald Perry to take some of the credit for that, but he always said it's all about the players, what they do, the hard work that they put in.
Pounded home the idea of getting your pitch to hit and doing damage with it, and this team did that pretty much all of last year. Well, Derek very frustrated, flipping his bat away in disgust as Punto makes the catch. They go down 1-2-3. We're tied 2-2. great tracks from the mid-'80s. Kiss Me on the Bus. Today's Bud Light fan cam with just the right taste that never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. One strike on the pitcher is Scott Baker in a 2-2 tie. Starting pitchers have gone the distance. Slowly hit grounder charged by Terrio. He'll have some time. And some more of the Mats on this sunny Sunday. Fouled away by Tolbert. One strike.
Well, the Lennon Bob Band have a similar theme song. It's called Throw Me Under the Bus.
Foul ground. Here's Derek Lee. 2 outs. Joe Mauer 3 for 3. So we were talking, Bob, earlier this weekend about Target Field, which will open next year in Minnesota. First couple of months of the year, the Metrodome has been a godsend in the Twin Cities, but days like this in Minnesota, I'm sure everybody has been saying since the early 80s, man, I'd love to be outside today.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll get that opportunity starting next year.
See how often they feel that way early in April.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. I was talking with Bert Blyleven before the game. He said that he pitched in many games at the old Met when it was snowing.
Oh, and without a doubt, advantage pitcher. When it's snowing, I usually give the edge to the pitcher.
By the way, Bert crushed those Gator sticks. He was salivating as we were talking about the taste of Chicago. What's his thing? He circles fans, right?
Yeah.
Everyone says, Bert, circle me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of signs around the ballpark here.
San Francisco, Mike Krukow crosses you out, X's you out in the telestrator. What a career Bert Blyleven had.
5th most strikeouts in Major League Baseball history.
They're going to get Mauer for the first time today as Kosuke camps underneath. Here comes Pat Hughes with our stretch.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game is Chicago Cubs broadcaster Pat Hughes.
All right. Nice and loud. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Well, it's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame. Well, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Pat Hughes is with us. Nicely done, Pat, as always.
It's a little terrifying, Lem, but I survived.
You get a little bit used to it, right? Although when there are 40,000 sets of eyeballs and ears on you, there is a little pressure.
You always feel like saying, don't expect too much, as they all look up here.
Soto's had a good day, 2 doubles and an RBI. And with the Twins in town, you at one time worked in Minnesota.
1983, absolutely. That was right before they really became a solid powerhouse, before they won those world titles in 87 and 91. But they had the nucleus. You could tell they were going to be good. They had Frank Viola as the ace. They had Kent Herbeck. They had Gary Gaetti. They had a young guy in the minor leagues coming up by the name of Kirby Puckett. They had a right fielder named Tom Brunansky. They had a good solid core of good players. You knew they would be good if they could just add a few parts, and sure enough they did. And they became the world champs twice in a 5-year period.
Soto caught looking. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Pat, we thought the pitchers would be pretty good today because both Baker and Lilly throw strikes. We have not seen a walk all day.
You know, with the wind blowing in, you might as well challenge hitters because very few balls are going to be hit out of here. Gomez really put a charge in that ball to hit it out back in the 6th inning from Minnesota. But by and large, we've seen a lot of hard hit balls today just die either on the warning track or shy of the track. It's hard to hit a ball out of Wrigley Field today.
Well, it really is, Pat. We talk all the time about pitchers coming into Wrigley or pitchers who play for the Cubs pitching to the conditions of the ballpark. And when the wind is blowing in, there's no reason not to challenge hitters.
Fontenot pops it into left. This should be an easy play for Delman Young as he drifts over. Pat, I just want to know how this 6th inning, bottom of the 6th inning radio interview went with the guest today. Did you interview yourself? Did Ron interview you? It's a little awkward for us when we have to sing in here because we don't know who's supposed to do the interview.
Well, thanks for asking, Len, first of all. And I talk to myself a lot anyway. So same old for me. No big deal.
Gotcha. Ron over there with Judge Surratt, who, by the way, has done a really nice job in his first year. With you guys over there.
And Matt Bolts, our trusty producer engineer at the controls, as always.
Who's giving Matt the weather information? I think it was Cincinnati. He said, oh, it's going to rain all weekend. I never saw a cloud the entire weekend.
You know, Len, on radio we say accuracy is overrated.
That's your motto, huh?
And it seems to work for us.
Okay. 1-1 to Ryan Theriot.
I'm going to ask you a question, Pat, that I already know the answer to, but how's our boy Ronnie been handling the recent streak of offensive struggles?
Not very well at all, Bob. Not very well at all.
Okay.
He's very frustrated, and I think every true Cub fan is frustrated, and Ronnie is the #1 Cub fan in this entire world, I think. But it's got to be frustrating. Ronnie was such a great ball player, and consistency was a big part of his game, and unfortunately you just don't have that many ball players at any time who are consistently a top-notch player in the big leagues, Bob.
Yeah, it just seems like when one guy's been hot, everybody else gets cold. That's happened a lot this year, no doubt.
And there's so much talent on this team. You just wonder how much longer this can continue. I'm mystified myself. Aren't you guys?
No doubt. And the personnel has changed a little bit, but for the most part, the lineup pretty similar to last year. There's no question this team misses Aramis Ramirez, but that's not all of it. That's a strike, 3 and 2.
I keep thinking when Alfonso Soriano gets hot, and I have to believe with his track record that he will eventually get hot again, that maybe that will spark the entire team. Many times that leadoff man is such a key guy, especially when he's a dynamic hitter like Soriano.
And that did happen in the first few weeks of the season when he was hitting balls out of the ballpark. Theriot keeps the inning alive with a 2-out single. Pat, do you like interleague play?
I do. I think it's great for the fans, and I think anything good for the fans, I'm all for it. Certainly the elite games are the ones against the White Sox. Those are undeniably exciting. It always feels almost like a playoff game to me, either here or at U.S. Cellular Field when the Cubs play the White Sox. So those are the best interleague games, and I think they'd say the same thing in New York with the Mets and Yanks, in Southern Cal with the Dodgers and Angels, in the Bay Area with the Giants and the A's. Those are the best interleague games imaginable. But as far as all the other ones, I'm okay with it. Let's experiment. Let's see how it plays out for another decade or so, and you can always change and go back to not having it, or to cut it down to only 6 or 10 games a year as opposed to 15 or 18. But I'm okay with it.
Runner at first, 2 outs. Pat Hughes with us in the booth. That'll be an easy play as Morneau steps on the bag. Go to baseballvoices.com. Pat has a great Hall of Fame broadcasters series available on CD. Baseballvoices.com. Pat. Nail biters here lately. All those extra inning games and 1-run affairs on the road trip. Yesterday they lost 2-0. Morneau's just trying to get out of the way, and ball caught his bat. 1 strike.
But that ball ends up fair. That's the perfect result for a pitcher. Throw a ball up and in, have the batter try to get out of the way, tap it into play, make a quick, easy out.
We take a look at some Minnesota Twins history. Their American League MVPs, the latest of which Justin Morneau in 2006. A fly ball deep to left, and Soriano's going to have some room to make the catch.
Time now to take a look at today's AM/PM player of the game. What's new? Ted Lilly with another solid outing, something he's done all season long. Recorded 5 strikeouts in the game, has really scattered the 7 hits that he gave up. Only in the 2nd inning did he give up 2 hits. Single hit in the 1st, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. Ted Lilly, our AM/PM player of the game. Too much good stuff. When in that 2nd inning, when he did give up 2 base hits, one was a double by Carlos Gomez. He stole 3rd base uncontested, and then Nick Punto put down the perfectly placed base hit bunt to the right side of the infield to drive home the Twins' first run of the game.
Ted starting the month of June with an ERA of .66, 2/3 of a run in his first 2 starts. He's given up 2, getting him into the 8th in a tie today. Outside on Kubel, 2-1. 9 quality starts leading the club. This could be number 10. Ayala and Mijares up for the Twins. Marmol cranking it up for the Cubs. Comebacker base hit. Kubal's first knock of the day. Hey, podcast fans, Bob and I will record a new podcast after today's game. It will be up for viewing and downloading soon. Just go to WGNTV.com, click on the sports header, look for the link, click, download, and as always, enjoy Len and Bob's weekly podcast. Quiet start to the day for Harris, 0 for 3. Kick and the pitch by Lilly, hit foul into the upper deck. Boy, a lot of runs are being scored around baseball today. Not here, but everywhere else. 15-0 in New York. Yankees leading the Mets in the ninth. Mentioned Florida scored 11 and its win in Toronto. Philly over Boston 11-6 in the eighth. The Orioles beat the Braves 11-2. I guess the wind's blowing out everywhere.
Everywhere but here.
Everywhere but here. Now 0-2 Soto. Quick word with Lilly.
You know, one thing that really magnifies the outing that Ted Lilly has had today is one of his best pitches against a right-handed hitter is that backdoor slider, and he really hasn't had that today. He hasn't gotten many calls from Phil Cuzzy behind the plate. He's just missing off of that outside corner. From our Southwest Sky Cam, the last pitch to Brendan Harris. Fastball up and out over the plate. Giovanni Soto apparently didn't like the location of that pitch or something about it. We'll run out and have a quick meeting with Ted.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the curve.
I mean, Ted Lilly has not complained about Phil Cuzzy's strike zone today, but anytime you take away one of your best pitches, and that backdoor slider is one of Ted Lilly's best pitches, it forces you to attack the opposing hitters a little differently than you normally would. Now, the good thing for Ted is he's got three other weapons that he can use when he's not getting a particular pitch on a given day.
Delman Young with 2 outs. First a toss with Kubel heading back to the bag. Young played 162 games in 2007 with Tampa Bay, 152 last year. Batting average way down in terms of what his career numbers are like. Normally around 288, 290. Came in at 252 today with only 1 home run. The second in the Rookie of the Year balloting in 07 behind Dustin Pedroia. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That is the slider. This time Ted scoots it over more toward the middle of the plate. That's not really where you want to throw that slider, though. It's a flat breaking pitch, a little bit off speed. If a right-handed hitter catches that ball, it'll go a long way.
Base hit to center. Kubel stopping at second. So they have the go-ahead run at second base with 2 outs for Gomez, who's had a big day. And he could be 3 for 3 if not for the nice play by Mike Fontenot in the 4th inning. And here comes Lou. Really have to make this move. more than anything else because of how Gomez has done against Lilly today. Big hand for faces Carlos Gomez. Here we go. Slider missed inside, ball one. One and one. Well, of all the guys on the Cubs staff, you can look at all kinds of video scouting reports, but there's nothing quite like getting in there for a righty and facing Carlos Marmol. Not very comfortable.
Not at all. 3 consecutive sliders to start the sequence here to Gomez.
You guys have faced him, but not a lot of at-bats. Gomez has not faced him. At least hadn't until today. 2-2. Well, he doesn't necessarily have to throw Gomez a strike here, but he has to throw it closer to the plate than that last slider to make him at least offer at it on a 3-2. Runners will be going with the pitch. There they go, and Gomez stays alive.
That was a much better slider that time. Bit off a little bit more of the plate, broke it toward the outside corner, down and away from Gomez, just able to stay alive with that foul ball.
They go again, and he popped it up in front of the plate. Soto in foul territory for the out, and Marmol helps out Lilly. They strand 2, bottom 8, 2-2. Guests will enjoy Wrigley Field luxury and never have to open their wallets while enjoying unlimited food and beverages, reserved seating, private restrooms, and a breathtaking view of the friendly confines for only $165 per ticket. For more information, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-Cubs. Lots of blue sky, sunshine, wind blowing in. Rally caps are on. Even the doll has a rally cap on.
There you go. Yeah, why wait till the 9th to break out the rally caps? I like that idea.
Luis Ayala now doing the pitching. Scott Baker went 7 innings. Gave up 2 runs just like Ted Lilly did in his 7 2/3. The starters were both very good. 1 strike to Andres Blanco. Wide in the 0-1. Andres showing bunt, taking ball 1, 1-1. Second appearance of the series for Ayala. Gave up a run in 1 inning on Friday. Kevin Gregg is up as the Cubs try to get the lead and give him a save chance in the 9th. Foul tip, strike 3.
Awfully big swing and a 2-strike count for Andres Blanco. Just a little solid contact is all you need. Big home run cut on a high fastball.
On my quick count, that's 26 strikeouts for the Cubs batters in the series. Which isn't necessarily the end of the world. The problem is they've taken 3 walks. It's a terrible ratio. But everything can change here on 1 swing, and we know Soriano can provide that.
That's the thing that all the Cub fans are holding out hope for. We know that when he gets hot, and Pat Hughes mentioned it when he was in the booth, when he gets hot, Soriano's the kind of guy that can carry the team on his shoulders for a couple of weeks at a time. Certainly the Cubs need somebody to carry this team on their shoulders for a while.
Got a piece of Mauer. How do you feel, Bob, if you're Ron Gardenhire and your best player taking balls off the elbow, the knee? There will be a point, I don't know how many years down the road, but everyone's going to start asking the Twins, when are you going to move him?
Should Mauer go play first base? Yeah, as long as Justin Morneau's down there, though, that's going to be a tough position change. But yeah, it's going to come up.
They have the DH, so that gives him a buffer, gives him a little bit of a break occasionally. They have a very good backup catcher, Mike Redmond. One and two.
At some point, the risk of putting your best hitter behind the plate is start seeing a point of diminished returns. Those foul balls off the knuckles, wear and tear of getting up and down out of that crouch on a daily basis may start to show its effects on his batting average, and I'm sure at that point the conversation will come up. Although it came up for Mike Piazza many different times during the course of his career, and he insisted on staying behind the plate even when his defense was really suffering, but it never really affected his bat at the plate.
Called foul. There's Mike Redmond out in the visiting bullpen. He had an MRI in his throwing shoulder in April. And I had to write down the quote. He said, "They found a Bud Light in there." Talking about his shoulder. Said that's a good thing. It's amazing they found it. It's a long neck.
I've heard bottle caps before, but never a whole long neck bottle.
And Mike just charged with a pass ball in their bullpen. Ball got out of there and put pause in the action.
It's a good thing they don't keep stats for pass balls in the bullpen. I mean, it's one thing when you're catching in a game to get down and dirty and throw your body in front of a pitch in the dirt. But when you're warming up a pitcher in the bullpen and that pitch is headed for the dirt, you get the heck out of the way.
Soriano hanging in. Fukudome on deck. Top two guys in the order have combined to go 0 for 6. Lefty Miharis up in the pen, possibly to face Fukudome. We'll see what happens here. Soriano gets under it to left, and it's Delman Young. I'll tell you, there are a lot of birds flying around, and it's been an issue in Cleveland with all the gulls there. I thought I read they were setting off fireworks every half inning just to scare the birds out of the area. But when that ball went up in the air, I was wondering if one of those birds might catch it, carry it out of here for a home run.
They're just anxiously awaiting the end of this ball game so that they can have their afternoon snack.
That's what we need, Bob. We need to train a bird to fly under a Cubs fly ball, let it land right on its back, and just carry it out on the wave. Some smart birds in this area.
So we really don't need a hitting coach. We need somebody that can train a carrier pigeon, right?
1-1 to Kosuke. Fouled back. Cubs have been down this road many times. Tie game or a one-run game in the very late innings. Ton of extra inning games on the last trip. Still 1-2 on Kosuke. Another fan had a shot at a ball that came off the roof. Just couldn't grab it. Ayala with another 1-2 pitch and another foul. That's a good section to be in, just to the left of our broadcast position in the upper deck. A lot of foul balls end up in that area.
Well, they've been busy over in that section, not only this at bat, but throughout the afternoon, throughout the season. You're right.
Cubs have an off day tomorrow before resuming this homestand Tuesday night against the White Sox. Again, right here on WGN Sports, 6:30 for the leadoff man. Lefty John Danks against righty Carlos Zambrano Tuesday night. Outside, 2-2. The whole series will be right here on WGN Sports. Night game Tuesday, day games Wednesday and Thursday. Cubs second to last off day. I guess it would be the penultimate off day for those crossword puzzle fans. Prior to the All-Star break will be tomorrow. One off day lost because of the rain out in Atlanta the following Monday. 3-2 to Fukudome with Bradley watching from the on-deck circle. A payoff pitch, bounced foul.
Long at bat here for Kosuke Fukudome. Make it a good at bat. Find a hole somewhere. Well, it's been a long time since we've seen Kosuke drive a ball to the opposite field. He's hit a lot of lazy fly balls that direction, but we haven't seen him drive anything to the opposite field since very early in the season.
Fly ball to right. Kubal's back on the warning track. He's going to have room. Fukudome's bid to break the tie comes up short. 2-2 to the ninth. Featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Cubs.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. Marmol came on with 2 on and got Gomez to foul out to the catcher. So he starts the ninth facing Punto. Looks like Brian Busher's going to bat for Ayala before Tolbert comes up, and Marmol would be best served going 1-2-3 in the inning. If he does not, he'll have to face Joe Mauer. One on Punto. Fontenot in on the grass. Punto already with a bunt single that knocked in the first run with 2 outs in the second. He was batting right-handed at the time. The pitch. Slider strike.
That's one of those plays you mentioned, Punto bunting for the base hit with 2 outs in the inning. If it works, it's a stroke of genius. If it doesn't work, people are asking you, why in the world did you try to bunt with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position? And now you've got the pitcher leading off the next inning.
Awkward swing by Punto on the slider. for strike 3.
Well, not a very comfortable looking at bat that time by Nick Punto. Took some very awkward hacks from the left side of the plate from our Southwest Sky Cam. Marmol with that electric slider.
So here's Busher batting for Ayala. Busher, a Rule 5 pick from San Francisco prior to 2007. Third baseman by trade. Way outside. 2-0. This is the one inning, Bob, you don't want to see Marmol walk anybody. It's been a problem, but in order to avoid Joe Mauer, he needs to work a clean ninth. 3-0. Jesse Crane along with the closer Nathan, who has a save in each of the first 2 games. Ball 4. While we have a moment, let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. That was the first free pass of the entire day for either team. A 1-out walk in the top of the 9th. Outside to Tolbert. Mauer now on deck. Morneau in the hole, getting his batting gloves on in the dugout. Larry Rothschild heading out.
He's going to stall for some time. I mean, Sean Marshall just now began to play some catch down in the Cubs bullpen. You talked about it as this inning started, with Joe Mauer lurking as the 4th hitter in the inning, followed by 2 more left-handed hitters. You might have thought Sean Marshall would have been up playing catch as this inning started, just in case. But hopefully Larry will be able to stall for enough time here. Wait till Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire, comes out and breaks up the meeting, and as Sean continues to crank it up down there. Hopefully Carlos will get us a ground ball, get a double play, and get out of this inning. We won't have to worry about Mauer anyway.
Well, Marshall sure has adjusted to being an everyday reliever. This could be his 3rd in a row after being a starter. Big swing on a fastball, 1-1. Busher not a real threat to steal a base. Only 1 career steal. Has a pretty average lead at first. Cubs would like a double play here to get out of this inning, but it's 3-1 on Tolbert.
Very little chance that the runner will start down there at first base. You mentioned not great speed from Busher, and Carlos Marmol very much a strikeout pitcher on the mound. And Joe Mauer's on deck. You don't want to run into a strike him out, throw him out.
Well, he does run, but the pitch is way off the plate. That's the other thing we've talked about, Bob. Carlos's stuff is good enough where he doesn't have to throw a 3-2 strike. He just needs to throw it near the plate to get a guy to swing at it. But that one, he really didn't give the hitter a chance to go after it.
Well, it seems like Carlos either throws a strike or he misses by a mile. You know, you'd like to throw those pitches around the edge that are at least tempting to the hitters.
So it sets up a matchup with Joe Mauer. Was 3 for 4. All the 3 hits today have been singles, strike 1. Mauer 0 for 2 with a walk against Marmol. Those at bats would have come at the Metrodome in 2006. Pops it up. Terrio out. Soriano in. And Terrio makes the catch as both guys went after it. 2 outs in the inning.
Ball skied high in the air to shallow left field. You know, part of the problem on a play like this is there have been a lot of fly balls like this that Soriano did not pursue, and Ryan Terrio had to go out and make the play in shallow left field. But that time Soriano came all the way in, fully expecting to make the catch. Thank goodness the Cubs were able to hang on for the out.
Morneau 2 for 3 with a home run against Marmol. Slider in there, 1-1. That's when Carlos was a starter in his rookie season. Wales at strike 2. Cub fans on their feet, 40,814. The pitch. Bouncing ball. It's Andres Blanco to Derek Lee, and Marmol gets out of it. He walks 2, but he retires Mauer and Morneau to escape. Cubs can win it when we come back. Here's a pitch. Bradley grounds to second. Been very aggressive today. It's the 3rd time he's made an out on the first pitch.
which happens occasionally, but it's not like he's been roping that first pitch. Two soft line drives, one to first, one to short, and now a dribbler to second base. Good pitch to swing at. Middle in fastball, middle of the thighs. He's got jammed.
Derek Lee, 1 for 3. Are you ready for this, Bob? You're sitting, right?
Yes.
AJ Pierzynski helped the Cubs.
Really?
Yes. With a game-winning RBI single in the 9th. Clayton Richards scored the game-winning run. He pinch ran for Jim Thome. Pulled in the left base hit. Winning run is on with 1 out. Trevor Hoffman finally gave up a run. His first run allowed as a Milwaukee Brewer, and the White Sox beat the Brewers 5-4.
Didn't Mark Burley hit a home run earlier in that ball game? Yeah. Derek Lee with another crisp base hit into left field. Made a great sound off his bat. Two-hopper through the left side. I'll find a gap. Gio's done that twice in the ball game today. Doubled back in the second, doubled and drove in a run in the fourth.
So the Sox took 2 of 3 from the first place Brewers. Have a chance to get within 2.5 of the lead. Although St. Louis a half game out going in, so they could jump past the Brewers for first. They play Cleveland as Morneau saved his pitcher from a throwing error. It's a night game tonight. Chris Carpenter and Cliff Lee. How about that matchup? Cardinals and the Indians. Another base hit. Tolbert couldn't get that one. Lee on his way to third. The throw there. Safe. He got in. Ball got out of the glove of Tolbert. Soto able to move up to second. Second and third. 1 out in a tie game.
There's some very aggressive base running by Derek Lee. But you could clearly see how deep Delman Young was playing out there in left field. He had his heels on the warning track. And Derek just does get his foot on the bag. The ball pops out of Tolbert's glove anyway, but he was easily safe underneath that tag. Nice piece of hitting by Giovanni Soto. Good aggressive base running by Derek Lee. That's where it really helps to know where everybody's positioned before that ball's put into play. I'm sure Derek Lee saw the depth of the Minnesota outfield and made up his mind he was going to go ahead and go first to third.
So Soto with a big day, 3 for 4. They're going to walk Fontenot to create a force play at any base and face Ryan Theriot with the bases loaded.
A lot of opportunities this year for Theriot with the bases loaded. 8 total at bats with the bases loaded. He's 2 for 8.
Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, going to chat things over with Jesse Crane. What do you think about a bunt? Squeeze here, or?
I wouldn't think so. You know, it's interesting though, Len. I don't mean to get off your question here, but the pitching coach comes to the mound. The first thing he does is talk to the infielders. We've seen the Twins do that a couple times in this series. whether it's they want to make sure everybody's on board with exactly where they're going to position themselves defensively. I mentioned the other day you have to be aware of a pickoff attempt when you see that happen, but just a very brief conversation with the pitcher. He actually talked to the infielders longer than he did the pitcher. Problem with the squeeze in this situation, if you happen to pop that ball up, it's an easy double play and you're out of the inning.
So the Twins' middle infielders will play back a little bit, trying to turn two. Obviously in on the corners. Outfielders coming in. Terrio fouls back. One line base hit. Cubs win. Derek Lee scores. Ryan Terrio with the game-ending RBI single, and the Cubs win 3-2. So they snap the 4-game losing streak. Probably relief more than anything else, but right now they're feeling good. Get back on the winning track. They're back to 500. Time to sing.